Hello, my name is Ruby, and for Autism Pride Day I am going to be sharing with you my top 5 favourite things about my autism. So, number 1 is my empathy. It's quite a common myth that all autistic people aren't very empathetic, or they struggle with empathy because of the difficulty with recognizing other people's emotions, but actually it is very common for autistic people to be super empathetic and are usually really good at kind of helping other people through problems because of it. So I think that I am very good at stepping into other people's shoes and being able to help them with a problem they might have, and being able to understand what they might be feeling when going into a situation. And I think that's a really cool thing to have. I am really happy about that, and I can help my friends in a wide variety of situations because I can kind of really feel what it must be like to be in their shoes. So that's my number 1. Number 2, because of my autism, I get really focused on tasks, especially if it's something that I am really interested in. So if I am doing my crafts or my sewing or music, I can be really focused for a really long time because my brain just kind of locks into a task, and it means that I can get a lot done, but it kind of also means that if I'm not in that focused mood, I won't get a lot done. But I know that when I'm having a focused day, I could literally work throughout the day and get so much done. So I think that is really useful for my freelance work, and is a pretty cool thing to find when you have that focused day, to just be able to work through it completely. Number 3, something which is really common with autistic people, is we are very honest, and this is something that I have as well. I am very honest, sometimes to my detriment, but I do like that I'm honest. I find it difficult to kind of spill little white lies because I don't really understand why they would be said. So I do say it how it is. Yeah, it gets me in trouble sometimes. I try and read the room, but it's not always easy. But I am honest, and at least people know that about me, is I am going to be honest. Number 4 is I see the world differently. I literally have a differing brain wiring. That is what autism is, and so I see the world completely differently to anyone else, and sometimes that can be really useful in certain situations if someone hasn't thought of a solution, or if they're facing a problem and everyone is kind of looking at it from the same way. I can come in, and because I see the world differently, I can add that alternative perspective. And I think that when you have a group of people, obviously uniqueness is so powerful because you are blending together loads of different people's skills, and so to be able to see the world in an alternative way, I think it can be really powerful and really useful, especially in my field of work. Which leads me on to number 5, which again is really common in autistic people, is their creativity. So I am super creative. I have always kind of been drawn to those creative subjects, like I talked about my art, music. Obviously I am trained in theatre, and that is the field I work in, and I think it is just the kind of output in how we as autistics do see the world differently, and we bring that into our creative work, and we just see things we see colours differently because the way that our brain processes. And so if we're making a painting, it will literally look different, and we process temperature differently, and we process language differently. So in a theatre setting, that could be really interesting to explore that. And I think a lot of people who weren't kind of thriving in a traditional school sense did go towards those creative subjects, and so a lot of autistic people do actually tend to be really creative because that's where they could find their freedom, and that's where they could really express themselves. And so I love my creativity. I think it's a huge part of who I am, and I love that my autism allows me to be super creative and kind of explore that. I am hugely proud to be autistic. It's something that I talk about all the time. Autism makes me who I am. It is a huge and wonderful part of me. I struggle sometimes, and that's okay, but I thrive in other times, and it is amazing. But it can be difficult. It can be difficult, definitely, in our society, but there is such a huge and wonderful and empowering community who just lift each other up, and I am so proud to be a part of that community. Thank you guys for watching this video. Thank you so much for having me, and I would love to hear all the things that you are proud of and your favourite things about being autistic. Thank you guys. Bye!